All right. Good evening, everybody. This is our fourth and final installment of the new student and family engagement series, where we talk about what is going on at ESF and what your students might need to know. Tonight is about our student life and also about orientation. We are joined by some guest presenters tonight who will be sharing with you some of their office functions and what their roles are in the college and how they can be helpful to your student as they transition to being a student here. So tonight, we will be talking about career services. The Office of International Education is here. We also have representatives from Centennial Hall, the Office of Student Success and Engagement, Recreation Services. We have our head OL here as well, and we'll go over the orientation schedule. But first up, I'm going to hand over the proverbial microphone to Casey Duffy, who will talk about career services here at ESF.
Fantastic. Thank you, Amelia. Good evening, everyone. My name is Casey Duffy, and I am the Associate Director of Career Services here at ESF, and very excited to, in a few short weeks, welcome you all to campus to join us this fall, which is very exciting. You'll see the slide here. Myself also joined by our director, Dr. John Turbyville, and we are also hiring currently for an assistant director. So we're typically about an office of 3. While I'm on with you all tonight, I just wanted to highlight a few key resources that as early as your first year here with us that you can dive into. One is Handshake. That is our main system for searching for jobs or internships, making appointments with our office. There's really no time too soon to come meet with us to figure out, either what your major is or how your major might translate into a career and what opportunities are out there, or even a search for a summer internship. We also have a career guide. So if you're more the student that's a bit more passive, especially in your first year, you have access to grab one of these from our office. It has a lot of detailed information on internship and job searching, making a resume, making a cover letter, interviewing, and really anything that could be applicable for an internship or career-related job, but also maybe even just a summer job if that's where you're headed for your first summer after ESF. We also host typically two career and internship fairs each year, a great way to come meet employers, meet alumni who are now employers who were just in your shoes not too long ago. We host in the fall, we're going to be having an in-person fair in our Gateway Center. We're very excited. It's our first big fair since the pandemic began. And typically, I would say anywhere from 500 to 600 students kind of walk through here, and we typically are welcoming about 100 employers. We're also going to be having a hybrid fair as well. So again, kind of silver lining of some of these things is we've been able to offer both in-person and virtual opportunities. And then a couple other items that are great resources are going to be our website, our listserv. So we have a career services email listserv that you'll automatically be added to once you join us here on campus. That's going to shoot out tons of career information and opportunities, as well as a video playlist. So again, if you're more of an auditory learner or like to kind of watch videos, you're able to check out some of the things we have offered. We are located in 105 Bray Hall, so don't be a stranger. Once you get to campus, definitely add us to your stop list. And I've included the careers email as well. Both John and I's emails are on here as well. Shortly after my speech, I do have to hop off as I will I have another meeting to attend, but please don't be a stranger and don't hesitate to reach out to me through email to begin the conversation.
Up there.
And then just a couple key events that we have coming up this fall. We do have a virtual graduate and professional school fair, so possibly more geared towards our transfer students who might be looking at maybe what might be after ESF. We do have the option for you to look at other graduate and professional school fairs to continue your education after ESF. We do have our in-person and virtual career and internship fairs, as I mentioned earlier. The in-person events are always hosted in Gateway Center, and our virtual events are hosted right on that Handshake platform. And then a really exciting thing to kind of get on your radar is our winter break job shadow program. And so that occurs over the winter break, where we typically have about 75 alumni that both host in-person and virtual sites for students to kind of see what happens after ESF and where alumni are working and what they're doing. And we have sites all over New York State, as well as really all over the country. Again, one of the cool parts of the virtual component is that ability to really be anywhere at any time. And so we've had students go down to the US EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. We've had students check out the US Forest Service, different consulting firms like Arcadis, different state agencies, federal agencies. And so it's a fantastic program. I think we're in year 8 or 9 of this. And again, typically about 75 different sites for you to check out. Again, all of our information really gets pushed out through email, but don't be a stranger. Come check out our office. And I'm going to turn it over to, I believe it is Carrie, but it is great to chat with you all. And I look forward to further connecting.
Thank you very much, Casey. And now I will change the slide over to introduce Carrie Finlay, who is a part of the Office of International Education. So Carrie, take it away.
Thanks so much, Amelia. Hi, everyone. So yeah, I'm Carrie. I use they, them pronouns. I'm the coordinator of education abroad in the Office of International Education. And you can see here my 2 wonderful colleagues in the office, Tom Carter, who is our director, and then Hui Chen is our coordinator of international student and scholar services. So our office, we have kind of both sides of international education. Hui works mostly with our international students who come from all over the world to study at ESF. And then I work with students who want to leave the US for a lot of different sorts of things that are available. There's a ton of opportunities for students to travel internationally. You can see some of these written along the side. So we have so many study abroad programs between our own university partnerships, the programs that our faculty run, some of our providers who offer a lot of like field-based and experiential programs, and then the programs of the rest of the SUNY Study Abroad Consortium. There's over 1,000 programs that students can choose from, and these range in length from maybe a week or a week and a half over spring break to a full semester or even a full academic year. And there's a lot of different styles. If you want to be at a university abroad, if you want to be out in the field, if you want to be on a boat in the middle of the ocean, if you want to go scuba diving like 3 times a day, all of these are options that our students have participated in for study abroad. So there's a lot of cool choices there that can really work for any major. So no matter what it is that you're studying, if you're interested in study abroad, which I think everybody should be because it's amazing, definitely come and talk to me and we can find a program that will be a good fit for you. And you can earn credit towards your major, towards your degree requirements so that you stay on track with your academic plan. There's also other options. There are some of our programs offer like internships abroad through the Career Services Office. They have career fellowships that can provide funding for students. Just this summer, there was a student who did an intensive Mandarin language course in Singapore, and she got funded by a career fellowship. So there's different opportunities there as well. There's ways to engage virtually. So even if you don't end up physically leaving the United States, there's different opportunities through some of our courses, and faculty will incorporate a partnership with a university abroad or an organization or something like that to bring that intercultural element to the classroom. And then our office also puts on a lot of cultural events. So I'll talk a little bit about some of our events on the next slide, but just note that anything that our office puts on, Hui Chen, my colleague, is incredible. She is the best event planner and she always gets the best food. So come to our events if you like incredible international food. And then we also work with some of the cultural clubs on campus, mostly the International Student Association and the Chinese Student Scholars Association. But at ESF, we also have a DESI Club, which is a South Asian focused club. There's a brand new Latin American Student Association. There's the Black Student Union, the Baobab Society. So there's a lot of multicultural clubs as well, which is a really great thing about our campus. And yeah, you can see all of our contact information there. Definitely reach out to me at any time if you want to chat. And here are some of our events. Please save the date for Tuesday, September 6th, which is going to be our Study Abroad Fair. this is a really nice opportunity for you to kind of get an idea of what programs are available to you. So it is also in the Gateway Center, just like the career fair. And you can come and kind of just walk to different tables, talk to people representing different programs, and just learn about what all of the opportunities are. So you can get kind of a little sampling of everything that's available to you right in one spot. So definitely come to that. And then there's also going to be a virtual SUNY study abroad fair where you'll be able to browse the 1,000+ SUNY programs which are available to you. And that is going to be on Friday, September 16th. I'm also very excited to once again host an info session during family weekend. So that'll be a good opportunity for students and their families to come and ask all of your questions and hear a little bit more detail about all the programs that we have available. And then our office also celebrates every year International Education Week. This is something that is celebrated across the country, and it's just to love all things international education. So usually during that week, we'll host an international morning munch. I don't know if you all have heard about the morning munch yet.
So some sandwich.
Free breakfast. So we take it international during International Education Week, and some of our students, staff, and faculty will bring breakfast dishes from their host countries for everyone to celebrate and taste those. And then we also usually host a big cultural showcase where students will perform like dances and songs and things like that from their home cultures. So we have a lot going on. Definitely visit our Engage page, our Instagram page, and come to all of our events, and then come talk to me about study abroad. Cool, thanks. I will turn it over to, I think, Megan from Centennial.
Thank you, Carrie.
Hello, everybody. My name is Megan Catalano, and I'm the Residential Experience Coordinator over at Centennial Hall, the Residence Hall here. I'm on the staff of employees that helps make your experience living on campus a fun one, a restful one, an enjoyable one. So these pictures that we have here, these were taken last year. These are students that were in Centen last year, and you may become familiar with some of their faces this year if they haven't graduated on us already. I just wanted to highlight a few of our fan favorite programming. So when I say the word programming, that's our events that are here on campus, specifically here in the residence hall. And these are managed by myself and the resident assistant. So we have a really wide variety. We'll do, small scale events all the way up to large scale events. So we will do a tie-dye event because everyone loves that and they look forward to it. We actually provide the shirts for you, Centennial Hall shirts, all the way up to something like we took students to New York City last year to see Dear Evan Hansen and see some New York City sights and have some meals out there. It was just a lovely time. So these are some of the things we did last year. We like to get students out and enjoying all that there is in Syracuse. So we have Syracuse Vets, which is baseball. We have Syracuse Crunch, which is hockey, right here in our hometown. It's really good for students to know the community that they're living within. And then we bring things right to your residence hall, right to your building. So we brought escape rooms right here. We did a murder mystery dinner. A fan favorite is the Smash Bros tournament. And what I want to share with you is the RAs and I dream up a whole plan for the academic year of programming ideas that we think you would love. But what I want to know is come talk to us, share with us. If you see something or you hear about something going on and you think that would be a fun event to do, we are always on board for that. We love creativity, we love spur of the moment. If we can make it happen, we'll make it happen. So come talk to us. And I look forward to meeting you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Megan. Appreciate it. And thank you, Carrie, for helping outline some of the great things that your office does. Please everybody on the call, don't be afraid to reach out. For all of our incoming students, please take advantage of some of the services that are provided by these amazing folks. I wanted to discuss a little bit about kind of my office, our office, which is the Office of Student Success and Engagement. So my name is Amelia Hoffman. My pronouns are she, her. I also have an amazing colleague, Ebby, and he kind of coordinates a lot of the programming through student clubs and organizations, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Our office supports a lot of the offices on campus and also acts as kind of a conduit for some of the larger scale programming, as well as academic support services as well. So on the right-hand side, you'll see some of the key resources that our office supports, such as academic coaching and tutoring, transfer and new student orientation, family weekend, some of our more traditional events, some of our larger events, community service opportunities, student clubs and organizations, student government, leadership opportunities, and then also Beth's Bounty, which is our food pantry. So in the fall, there will be a lot of different opportunities and places for your students to get involved on campus. One of the best things that as a new student you can do is not only just to kind of focus on your academic life, but really try to make some connections. You know, you don't want to overburden yourself with responsibilities by signing up for a million clubs, but figure out what it is that really might speak to you, might be something that you're interested in, and try to pursue that or dip your toes in. You know, don't be afraid to at least get involved with some kinds of activities on campus. Yes, ESF is a challenging academic place, but you're going to feel much more balanced if you have kind of other things that are helping you find joy and connection with ESF. So these are some of the programming that you can anticipate coming from our office in the fall. A lot of the people on this call are our most frequent collaborators too. So we always try to work together to just make programming bigger and better. So you will meet a lot of these folks in person during orientation, whether that's during move-in or during the whole week, and we'll go over that schedule in a little bit. We have family weekend coming up, so more information is going to be coming about that soon. There's also workshop series to learn some academic skills. There's morning munches, which provide students with breakfast and just some grabbing go options. There's also TGIFs and TGIOs, which are Thank Goodness It's Friday events. There's also Stress Buster events periodically throughout the semester that are in the evenings to help you just kind of unwind, and a bunch of other things that you can look forward to. If you're a first generation student, there's going to be a new first gen student celebration this fall, which we're really excited about, and also a brand new wellness fair, which is going to focus on how you're taking care of yourself, both mentally and physically. And who could forget Earth Week, which is one of our largest events and most celebrated events. Most people celebrate Earth Day. ESF, you got to know, we celebrate Earth Week. We also have halfway to Earth Day too. So there's a lot of sustainability oriented events as well. And if there's something that doesn't happen at ESF that you want to get involved with, or a club or an organization that you would really love to bring here, let us know. So MOSA is our Mighty Oak Student Assembly, and the president is Silas Cochran, but you can also reach out to our office if you have an interest in maybe starting a new club or an organization. So I think Carrie mentioned it on their slide that ESF Engage is a platform where a lot of our programming is promoted through. This will also be really critical for students to find out what's going on campus. We will walk students through during orientation how to utilize this application. It will be kind of critical to check in for orientation events, but also any other kind of programming that we're doing on campus. It allows students to RSVP that they're coming, get access to resources, enter into raffles. But you do have to make sure that your student has duo authentication. I know that's something that a lot of new students are starting to do now in order to get access to their ESF credentials. If you have questions about that, you can also email me. But for any students on the call right now, you might want to download our Quark app, CORQ. And this will be how ESF is engaged. I also want to talk really briefly that ESF has a wonderful relationship with Syracuse University, and ESF students really benefit not only from a programming standpoint, but also from a recreation services standpoint. All of our students at ESF have the opportunity to join Syracuse University clubs and programs, but they also have access to recreation services at the Barnes Center. So there's a lot of different options if you're someone who really enjoys physical activity or trying new things. There's a brand new beautiful facility right next door to ESF. You'll see that on one of your tours. There's a big pool, there's an indoor track, fitness center, climbing wall, an esports facility. Students can join intramural sports. There's also a bunch of recreational and competitive sports clubs as well that you can join. If you're moving into a triple room, we're going to have a special triples bonding event for you where we're going to take you to Kennedy Ice Pavilion for an open skate. There's also an outdoor adventure park as well, and there's cross-country skiing and snow tubing. So there's a lot of different opportunities to kind of stay active while you're on campus. And if you have any questions about these, please feel free to let us know. But now I'm going to turn it over to one of our amazing student leaders, Joe Perez, who is going to talk a little bit about who the orientation leaders are and what you can expect in the fall.
Yeah, thank you, Amelia. So as it says on the slide, my name is Joe Perez. I'm an upcoming senior at SUNY ESF studying landscape architecture, and I am one of the co-head orientation leaders helping to facilitate and plan your guys' orientation in a few weeks. So I hope you're excited about that. The other head OL is Megan Kamet. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here tonight. She's an upcoming senior as well, studying conservation biology. But essentially, one of the main roles we have, other than helping to create and put together your guys' orientation, is we're also helping to lead the other orientation leaders. We are a group of around 40 experienced students. We've all been in your shoes before. Essentially, after orientation kickoff, you guys will get to meet your orientation leaders back on ESF campus. They will essentially be your guides and mentors throughout the week. We'll have free time allotted for you guys to hang out with them. They're there essentially to help answer any questions about schedule changes you might have, any of the on-campus resources, and they'll also be able to take you to some of their favorite spots on campus, whether it be on SU and the resources they have available, or downtown for lunch. We want you guys to essentially have a good flow into what it's like to be a part of the college. And take it from me, I was someone who was pretty scared to come to college, and all of these OLs have been in your shoes before. We all know what it's like. So don't be scared. We are there to help you. We are going to be in bright tie-dye shirts. You'll see us, you can't miss us. We also have a wide range of personalities on the team, whether you are loud and outgoing or more laid back and reserved. You get a chance to meet all of us. So even though you have one assigned orientation leader, there's going to be many events as well as us floating around on campus to be able to meet you guys. So don't be afraid to introduce yourself. Don't be afraid to get to know us. We are here to ultimately help you. And as I said, we all understand what it's like to be coming to a new place and starting a new life. So don't be afraid. We're all here for you. And I'm excited to meet all of you guys.
Thank you very much, Joe. I think the orientation leaders are a really good example of what ESF provides as far as leadership opportunities. So these are also very active and involved students on campus. So they'll be able to answer a lot of the questions that you have. Another group of student leaders on campus are the resident assistants, or RAs, in Centennial Hall. They will also be a really great resource for you as well. And we'll work together, especially during kind of that orientation week, to help you get settled and answer any questions that you have. So thank you very much, Joe, for your time tonight. And the next thing that I would like to cover is just a brief overview of our orientation schedule. This is still a tentative schedule, and we will be providing some more detail as soon as we get everything confirmed, but this is kind of the general flow of how the week is going to go. So the first thing I'm showing you right now is our orientation schedule for our first year student move-in. So as you can see, on Monday, we have our triples move-in. We will have dinner provided for those students. We'll have a bonding event. Then there'll be a progressive ice cream social. And then the next day, which is our all student move-in day, there'll be a complimentary family and student lunch in Gateway, as well as an ESF resource fair, so you can get some of your questions answered. There will be 2 shifts, so just in case if you move in during the earlier or later slot, you'll still get a chance to stop by Centennial, or not Centennial, the Gateway Center for some lunch. We will also have a new student and family welcome in Hendricks Chapel. This will be a chance for you to listen to the president and the provost talk about their expectations for the year and welcome you all to life at ESF. After that, you will meet with Dean Ann Lombard, who is also on this call, and she will go over with parents and families some other specific information that you might be interested in on to how to help your student be successful at ESF their first semester. We will then take the students during that session while the families are still in Hendricks to the ESF quad, where they'll meet with their orientation leader group, do some icebreakers, get to know each other a little bit. And then the families will come back to the quad, have some photos with each other, and then the new students will have dinner in Gateway. At 7 p.m. sharp, we want all new students to go to Centennial Hall for their mandatory floor meetings. So whether you leave campus or not, we would prefer if you stayed kind of adjacent or close to campus. Please make sure that you're back for those meetings. They're very important. And then after that, we'll have an ESF After Dark event. The next day on Wednesday is what we've coined the academic day. So many people have been asking, well, when do I get my schedule, or when do I meet with my advisor? This is that time. So we'll have a lot of information that you'll be required to know in order to adequately change your schedule, make adjustments. You'll definitely want to meet with your advisor. So it's important for students to bring their laptops around that day. You'll also be meeting with your OL small groups again for some campus tours. And then you'll also have dinner in the dining halls. Then there's going to be a silent disco blacklight dance party in the evening, just to cap off a heavy day of academics. We're gonna have some fun. Thursday, students will be convening in their OL small groups, and then going through a series of trainings and important presentations. So they'll be going to learn about diversity and inclusion at ESF, attend an anti-bias training, and then learn about some health and wellness at ESF, sustainability at ESF, and then also kind of how to enrich their college experience. On Friday, there will be some rotating sessions that students will also have to attend on some important topics on bystander intervention, Title IX, and campus safety. Then we will have a large event where we'll welcome back all of our students to Convocation, which is a celebration with our faculty in Gateway, and then we'll have a food truck rally on the quad. And then Saturday is our Saturday of service, where students, first years and transfer students, all go out into the ESF community and they perform a day of service. It's really great because you'll get to meet some alumni, you'll get to meet some campus partners, and also just see some really cool places around the city that you can go for recreation. But we're also taking care of our community as well. So this has been a really nice ESF tradition. You will also get a t-shirt as well and some breakfast. We'll then go to Salt City Market downtown for lunch. And then students have the option to stay for Citrus in the City and Orange After Dark. Moving on to our transfer student schedule. Our transfer students have a one-day orientation technically, but are obviously welcome to help with our campus day of service. So we really hope that transfer students will also stay involved. And it's kind of the same flow as the first day for new students, for first year students, with the exception that Convocation is going to be on that same day, and then the food truck rally will be at night. And the orientation leaders for transfer orientation will be specific for transfer needs. So you'll be meeting with your orientation leader who will be a little bit more equipped and knowledgeable about what concerns transfer students might be coming in with. And they'll have a lot of really great resources to share with you. And we're not going to forget about our families. Family orientation is technically on the 23rd. So during student move-in, you might have some downtime. So we'll have a range of other options and family sessions for you to attend to learn more, ask questions. And then there will also be that new student and family welcome, which we really encourage you all to attend, as well as the talk with the dean as well. If you have any questions or concerns about that week, please don't hesitate to reach out. More information will be provided on the new student website. So please check that for details or call the Division of Student Affairs and we'll help get you that information. Okay, so I know there's been a lot of people who've talked in the chat. I want to open it up now to any questions that we can answer. So thank you everybody for attending. I will try to do my best to keep an eye on who's saying what. So there's some questions about where Hendricks Chapel is and where Duo is. I see Ebby popped into the call tonight. Thank you, Ebby, for joining us. We will explain this in a little bit more detail when the orientation schedule comes out. This is just kind of a general overview. Hendricks Chapel is really close to campus. We'll send more information out about Duo multi-factor authentication. But I see that Dean Lombard also kind of put in the link, which is a step-by-step guide on how to actually enable that. That'll be really important for your arrival. So family departure will be around 5 o'clock, 5:15. We'll have some representatives from the Office of Communications on the quad who will also be taking pictures of you and your student if you wanted to kind of pose for a photo. We want this to be a special time where you can really make a memory with your student. I know when I went to college, I was the first in my family to go, so it was a really big deal. And every other time that my sisters went away to college, we all really treasured those memories. So I know it might seem really quick, but just know that if you do need anything or if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, especially after the details of the schedule are posted. So yes, the family departure will happen kind of before the new student dinner, but then students are expected to be back on campus at least by 7 if they do decide to leave, but dinner will be provided for your student. We know some people travel, so it might make sense to kind of be together earlier in the day, and then depending on your travel plans, make the decision that's right for you and your family. I'm going to drop my email in the chat. I know many of you have questions that we might not necessarily be able to get to in the session, but feel free to reach out. We will try to get everybody's questions answered. So I'm going to stop the recording.